Hey, as requested, here's a demonstration of the 112 BF Mason and Hamlin, and it has something. What's it have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, it has 5.5 sets of reeds. So it has 6 sets in the treble and 5 sets in the bass. So we'll start with just the basic things. The number 1 set is diapason. That's just a regular 8-foot. So it has very nice swell control on the volume. So it mutes down really nicely. The effect on the Melodia diapason is the dolce stop. So that is sort of less affected by the swell opening than the Melodia, the regular Melodia is. So that's the dolce with the stop open, and back here again to the Melodia and diapason with the stop open. And it changes the character of the sound a bit. It's definitely like a muted kind of sound. And you can also play them together, which gives a third tone. Here I will add the Melodia dolce to the Melodia. So it definitely adds a little bit of a nasal quality to it. So then the next normal stop is the 4-foot flute viola. So that's an octave above. And of course you have the flute and the Melodia, 8 plus 4. Going up we have the Celeste, which opens the Seraphone, the Melodia, and the Melodia dolce stops all at once. So it's a combination stop. And it has a bit of an undulant sound, a slow undulant. It's a nice, very pleasant Celeste effect. The next stop going up is octave coupler. As you know, that just doubles. So whatever note you play, it also presses the key mechanically 1 octave above. We've already hit the Melodia dolce. Then here's the 16-foot corno. It has its equivalent in the bass, the continuation of this set called contrabasso. This is a 16-foot. It's number 2 on the numbering system. This follows sort of a basic harmonium European style of numbering system to annotate which family of sound is being assigned by each stop, and so 16-foot on a harmonium is a number 2. So anyway, that's an octave lower. That's an amazingly smooth sound. Kind of a trombone sound, and it goes down. goes down to that very low 24-foot F. When you have 16, 8, and 4 pitches on an organ, you can develop quite a nice full. You can develop quite a full plenum of sound. So what I'll look at some of the bass stops at this point. So the viola has a corresponding piano or soft stop. Which is, it's very useful. It mutes the viola, which tends to be loud in this range. So they generally, it was always thought to be a good idea to make a softer version of the viola so that it didn't come across too loud and it wouldn't overbalance the diapason when you're playing them together. And then the next stop is what they call the number 6 number in the bass. It's the 2-foot Aeolian stop. So that's a very rapidly undulating string tone, and it's used sort of to play chords or accompaniments. In the left hand, while you would apply a melody line in the treble. The next thing we come to is the sub bass. Now this is, what does this do? Okay, this starts, oh, it buzzes. It's making so much tone, it's making something buzz in there. So the sub bass commences at the baritone, the tenor C, or baritone C, and it's an octave lower. And it's the same reeds as the corno. It just turns off it just doesn't open the reeds right in here. So it goes into the traditional sub bass octave, which normally covers from the lowest C to the next second C. But it's the same reed. So this organ does not have a proper, what would you call it? A discrete, an independent, that's the word. This doesn't have an independent sub bass. It just uses the corno reeds for the sub bass. And of course, I already covered diapason dolce. And the nice thing about these dolces aren't just half open stops. Or half open mutes. They're a separate mute on the same set of reeds. So that means that they're not, it doesn't, sometimes with a half open mute, the speech can suffer in that it's not as prompt, but this is probably just as prompt as the regular full stop because of its unique construction. It's got a Vox Humana fan. I don't have a little wire that connects it right now. I think I've got wire somewhere. Haven't found it yet. And so then we get to the 2 stops that are unique to this model of one manual F-scale Mason&Hamlin and only to this model. And that's the solitional and undamaris, which are at the far ends of the keyboard. So the solitional is a set of reeds mounted in a chest vertically. So the reeds are standing, they're not in flat-wise as ordinarily American reeds are, but they're in a vertical reed chest. And these are so quiet. It's hard to explain just how quiet these are. I hope the dynamics of the iPhone is picking that up well. they're just literally whisper quiet. I mean, if you think that the Aeolian is soft, by comparison, where were we? By comparison, the Solutional is even quieter. So you can't really combine it with anything because it gets overwhelmed so easily. It has a swell, so you can open it. You can make it louder. So that's it's a neat feature. Then the thing that is, the most unusual is this is the Andamaris sound. So it's a rapidly beating undulant stop, and it's of the same really narrow scale as the Solutional, narrow, very gentle sound. And where are we at here? Why is this? Oh, there we go. For some unknown reason, the swell stayed open. So you can, here's the same pitch on the Aeolian, and there it is again. It's duplicating the Aeolian, which is left hand only. So. That's interesting. Using the Aeolian and the Andamaris with the octave coupler on. That's sort of like strings and a half. So there you've seen just about everything. I didn't touch on the Seraphone yet, so I'll do that. That's the fourth 8-foot set in the treble. So the Seraphone sounds like that. The melody sounds like that. A lot bigger and rounder. Seraphone's kind of thin. But when you draw it, it adds a bit of more incisiveness to the sound. And then, as I already demonstrated, by adding the Melodia Dolce mute, you create a sharper pitch on the Melodia reeds, and you get a slight Celeste. Now the Vox Humana is in the back, so the reeds that are affected by the Vox Humana would be the Solutional, the flute, and the Seraphone, because they're located in the rear of the organ. So I wish I could make the Vox Humana come on, because that sounds really nice with the Solutional and the flute. So if you're playing the flute with the Melodia together, you're getting bucks you on a tremulant effect on the flute, and it sounds, it really sounds very neat, great effect. So that's the demonstration of all the sets of reeds on this thing. So thanks for the few of you who carried through to the end. Thank you so much. Right, so long.